In this video, I'm starting over with nothing on a brand new account and seeing what I could achieve in 100 hours of playing the new FC Mobile. In the 100 hours, I'd like to acquire a 106 overall team and reach FC Champion in all 3 division rival game modes. I'm curious to see what we could do, but with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are on the brand new account, and as always, we have to do the account setup first before doing anything, but before we do that, I just want to show you it's currently 1 p.m. on Monday, which means at 5 p.m. on Friday is when the 100 hours will end. But with that out of the way, I'm going to set up the account. The starting team I'm going to choose is Real Madrid. My star player is going to be Musiala. I've claimed Xavi in my welcome pack. And now that we've completed the account setup, it's time to take this bronze starter team and build it up with the players we already have. So I'm going to auto build. We're now up to an 89. And once we get rid of all the players on the bench, we should be close to a 95. Yes, we're at a 95 overall team. So this here is a great start, but there's quite a few things we could do right out the gate to increase our overall and get a better team. With the first thing being claiming all the players from the team badge section in the anniversary event. Now this event is something I'm really going to grind out this week, try to get as many rewards out of here as possible, but right out the gate we're able to get 3 incredible players, 1 striker, 1 center mid, and 1 center back, and all of them are amazing in game. So let's add them to the team. We got Pirlo there at center mid, Raul will replace Mbappe, and Vidic is going to replace Eder Militao. We're now up to a 98 overall. The next thing to do is to join a league, and I'm going to join one that already has a decent amount of progress so that we could get a bunch of rewards right out the gate. So I'm going to go for minimum season level at about maybe 20. Hopefully we could see higher, and max league members at 99. This should show us some leagues that are open. Perfect. We have a league here at level 22 that we could join for free. We are now in here and we're going to claim all the rewards that we could get out of here. This is always a great way to get rewards right out the gate. For example, we're going to get 10 million coins here, 500 gems, and we're also guaranteed a good player. So let's get into this pack. I believe it's a 106 plus pack. Okay, we do not get a walkout. That's okay. We got a 106 rated left mid. We will add him to the team as well. We're now up to a 99 overall. And now all that we have left to do right out the gate is open up these kickoff packs that will give us players to go right into our team. Hopefully we could get all the 105s first. We'll try to go through as many as possible. We just got 104 Van Dijk. That's going to be really good for our starting 11. We got Cole Palmer, not really going to help us much, even though he will be an upgrade. Barcola, once again, not another player we need. We get Kaká at center attacking mid, so a great replacement for Musiala, and I think we could do 3 more of these packs. We just got Bellingham. Our second last pack, we get 105 rated Maradona. That's perfect. Can we get Rooney as well? No, we get Cafu, but we will take it. And finally, we had one more pack, my bad. We got 103 rated Beckenbauer. We will finish off the rest of those packs later on, but let's add the new players into the team. We got Kaká at center attacking mid, Maradona at right wing. That's amazing. Bellingham's gonna go in over Xavi. Van Dijk will replace Rudiger, and finally Cafu will replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. We're now up to a 103 overall team, and because we've upgraded our team this much, we already have a bunch of gems to claim in the achievement quest section. So we just got a logo there for joining a league, but we're now going to get a ton of gems for reaching all of these different overall milestones all the way up to 100 overall. And with these gems, we could then go into the store and open up some packs right out the gate. So we have a couple more things to claim here. I believe we're going to get a total of maybe 10,000 or so gems, maybe even more. That is all claimed. We're now up to 11,000 gems, and with those gems, let's get into some Ballon d'Or packs. These are only going to be available for the first couple days of this challenge, but in here we could get crazy players and the drop rates are really high. So let's start off with these 5 packs. Hopefully we could get a good player out of here. If we get like a 112 or 113 right out the gate, that would be insane. But we get French. Wait, can we do it? Left wing. Is there an Henri? It's not an Henri, I don't think, right? No, 111 rated Ribéry. That's incredible though. I don't know why we're getting so much lag, but regardless, 111 Ribéry, and he's tradable. We could sell him for 455 million coins, but we're likely going to keep him to start just to use him in our team. So let's put Ribéry in at left wing. That's perfect. Grimaldo's going to be our new left back. He should be incredible in game. And with that, those are all the upgrades we can make right now. So only a couple minutes into this challenge, we already have an incredible team to start out, but now with this team, I'm going to go into the division rival game modes to try to reach semi-pro in head-to-head as well as Versattack, because for this challenge, one final twist is for every new division I enter into, I'm going to be able to spend 2,000 FC points in the store. So once we get up into semi-pro, I could spend 2,000 FC points, into Pro 5, another 2,000, into World Class, another 2,000, and that applies for all 3 division rival game modes. So in total, if we reach FC Champion in all 3, we will get 30,000 FC points that we could spend on packs. But as of right now, the most important thing to do is to grind out some of the live events today, level up so that I can unlock the other live events as well as the football center. And then when I have a good amount of rewards and have made great progress in head-to-head or all the division rival game modes, then we could do a huge pack opening, get all of our upgrades, and move from there. So in saying that, I'm going to do all this grind today, and I'll see you tomorrow for another update when we hopefully have tons of FC points to spend in the store and a good chunk of rewards to upgrade the team. Alright, I am back, and it is now 3:37 p.m. on Tuesday, and yesterday I was able to get quite a bit done on the account. So first off, we're now in semi-pro 3 in all 3 division rival game modes. Obviously the beginning of division rivals, you're playing against a lot of bots, so none of it was hard, and I will easily be able to get into the pros by today. Hopefully on a couple of them we could get all the way up into world class by tomorrow, but things have gone pretty smoothly with division rivals. As for the live events, I did play through the anniversary event, got quite a few of the tokens, claimed a couple rewards, but we're going to do a couple together here. So let's get into this. Aside from the anniversary event, I only grinded out one other thing, which we'll talk about here in a bit. We got a 107 out of there, not too bad. We're going to get some rank up points here, which is decent, and then I believe some shards, yeah, although actually we're already out of tokens. So I'm going to keep grinding the event for the next couple of days, make sure we get as many rewards out of here as possible. We are currently sitting at 60 shards, but I think we could definitely get at least a couple hundred by the end of the week, especially when we start spending FC points. We could get way more than that. So anniversary event is good. I haven't touched scouting camp or challenge mode. I will do a bit of challenge mode over the week to try to get some gems and whatnot out of here, but the main one that I spent time on yesterday was the Beckham Chronicle event. I completed everything here in chapter 1. There will be a couple games that I could play for gems, but because we completed it, we get 2,000 gems. I already claimed, I believe, a 102 rated Beckham card. We're now going to get another 102 rated card, and I believe we get some rank up points as well as a third Beckham. So there's a third Beckham. We also get 100 rank up points, which is perfect. And as of right now, that's all we have from the Beckham Chronicles. So I might spend some time like AFK playing this, just let the AI play through the event just to get some extra rewards, and I might do that with these Zlatan Chronicles, although I haven't touched it at all so far. But of course, the main event I'm going to be focusing on is the anniversary event, and then maybe I might spend some time in Football Center, complete a couple of the games, and go for a Team of the Week card, maybe someone like the Vinny Jr. Not quite sure yet, we will see though in the next couple of days, but that is all for the live events and for division rivals. Of course, because we completed or ranked up in all 3 division rival game modes, that means that today we have 6,000 FC points that we could spend. But before we get into that, I just have to quickly go over what I've completed with quests. So of course, we completed everything on day 1. I chose Musiala again, doesn't really matter. We're now going to get the 103 rated R9. I might use him in the team, even though Raul does have better stats. He is a decent card. He is an R9 card, of course. But aside from that, in day 3, 4, and 5, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, completing them all and getting everything done. I also make sure to do all the daily quests to get shards and gems, so I'm on top of everything for the daily stuff, which is why we have 14,000 gems to open up packs in the store with. So today we might as well use our gems on our daily packs. So we'll do this one, and then we'll do one of the Ballon d'Or packs in a bit. But who do we get out of here? 107 to 113. We get a 107, not what you want to see, but it is okay. But of course, we do have 6,000 FC points, so let's spend 2,000 of them here on this anniversary pack. We are going to get a bunch of players that we could sell for coins, which is really good, so that is perfect. But let's get into it. 109 to 113 overall players. Can we see French for Mbappe or Henry? We see Italy, okay. Center mid, it's going to be, wait, Newcastle. Tonali. What rating is Tonali though? 111 rated. Wow. His card is probably incredible. We also got a 109 Retegi, but look at this. 118 pace, 130 passing, 125 dribbling. I mean, those stats are outrageous. So he will be a very welcome addition to the team. And then of course we got Carlos Puyol, company, and those guys like that. So great way to start off today. Let's add them to the team. We got Tonali in at center mid. Retegi is going to be our new striker. We'll put in the new 107 rated center back in for Van Dijk. And aside from that, we don't have any other upgrades. So we're still only at a 107. I thought we'd be a little bit higher, but we do have more packs to open today. Anyways, let's get back into the packs, and we're now going to open up some Ballon d'Or packs, and I likely will focus a little bit more on the Ballon d'Or packs earlier in this week, just because I do think they finish off this week, so I don't want to miss out on anything. But with that said, let's get into these 11 packs for another 2,000 FC points. Can we get a big player? I've gotten so many 113s out of here before. Can we do the same thing? We do get a walkout. Can it be a big player, EA? I don't know why I'm getting so much lag. Anyways, we get England. Okay. Bobby Charlton? No. Right mid. Chelsea. It's Gittins, I believe. Could be wrong on that. Palmer. What What am I talking about? 109 rated Palmer, decent player. He won't sell, unfortunately, but we should have a couple upgrades for the team in here. So that was a bit of an unlucky pack, considering the Ballon d'Or packs are really juiced, but now let's get into another 11 packs here. Hopefully this one will be a little bit better. We do get a higher chance of getting a high overall the further we get into it. We get France this time, left mid, Paris. Is that going to be Barcola? Probably, right? No, Desiree Doué. Okay, 110 rated. He is tradable, which is promising. He goes for 157 million, and then we also got Dumfries in there as well. So unfortunately, the only two upgrades we got for the team are our fullbacks. We got João Cancelo there in for Grimaldo, Dumfries in for Cafu. We're now up to a 108 overall. But the best parts of those packs were definitely getting the tradable players like the Desiree Doué, who should sell for 150 million coins. Yes, he does. Selling players like him are really going to help us out building our team later on in this challenge. So that is pretty good. We've spent all of our FC points for today, which means we only have one more thing to do, and that is to spend some of our gems, and we will do it on the anniversary packs. These packs aren't always the best, but we're going to go for it regardless. 105 to 113, we do get a new player out of here, which is good because we got the XP. Can it be a walkout, EA? Yes, it is a walkout. Okay. Can this be a big one? Okay, not promising. Skriniar? No, sorry, Hanko. Hanko, 108 rated. We will take it. He is going to be an upgrade on our center back, but aside from him, we didn't get anybody crazy. So we added him to the team, but unfortunately, that's going to be all for our upgrades. But as I was saying, unfortunately, we did not get too many crazy players today to upgrade the team. So what that means is I'll now have to take this team into some more division rival game modes. I will easily be able to get up to Pro 5 in head-to-head by tomorrow. I will definitely get into Pro 5 with Verse Attack by tomorrow, maybe a little bit higher if we can, and then of course manager mode should be pretty easy to get into Pro 5. Once we get to that level though for all three, it will then become much more of a grind because manager mode will require better players, more trained up, higher overall. Same thing with Verse Attack. Head to head will be pretty easy, but we're really gonna have to put the grind in overdrive tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'll play through that, at least get to Pro 5 in all three division rival game modes. I'm gonna keep playing through the live events, get some more rewards so that tomorrow we can open up more packs, add more players to the team, and make more progress on the account. So unfortunately, we did not make crazy progress today, but we did make a couple good changes, and hopefully we could build on that for tomorrow. So with that said, I will see you then for another update. Alright, I'm back, and it is now 5:59 p.m. on Wednesday, and yesterday we made great progress here on the account. So the first thing to touch on is the division rival progress. We are currently in Pro 4 for Verse Attack, Pro 5 for head-to-head, as well as World Class 2 in Manage Mode. Grinding to all three of these divisions was pretty easy, especially Verse Attack. You can get through that pretty quickly, but now that we're in some decent divisions, we're actually going to have to upgrade the team quite a bit so that we can compete. And the game mode that is the most evident in is Manager Mode. I was pretty close to reaching World Class, or Legendary 5 rather, but recently I've gone on quite a bit of a losing streak. I did win games here and there, but I have been knocked down from one win away from reaching Legendary 5 all the way down into World Class 2. So we're really going to have to upgrade the team today, but luckily because we've reached all of these divisions in Division Rivals, we have 8,000 FC points to spend on packs today. Now, speaking of the team, this is the team that we're currently using. I changed up the formation to one that I used in a previous challenge that worked pretty well. It feels decent in head-to-head as well as Verse Attack, but the main difference was in Manager Mode. It got me a lot further than the 4-3-3. As for the team itself though, nothing has really changed. The only addition I made was R9 up top instead of my other strikers. The other strikers do have much better stats, but R9 has that 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, and just moves better on the ball. So I decided to put him in, but I'll likely have to switch away from him soon because his low pace is starting to hurt us. So that's where the team is at. If we get players in other positions that are really good, we might switch up the formation in a bit, but as of right now, that's what we're going to rock with. So that is the update on the team as well as division rivals. As for the live events, I played through the anniversary event. We currently have one pack we could open, 106 to 111. Can we get a decent player out of here? No, we do not. That is fine. That's going to be another 10 shards that we could claim. We just got the Pedri as well, so we are making progress in the info section, but we are now also up to 90 shards, which is decent. Plus we have tons of players we could put into the exchange. So in total, we're probably around 150 to 200 shards, which is great progress so far. I haven't played any of the challenge modes. I said I would, but I haven't had the time, so I will do that today or tomorrow. And then as for Chronicles and Football Center, I haven't touched it, but I likely will go AFK doing that over the next couple days. So that's that out of the way. Something we're going to do today that I forgot to do in the first couple days is claim these daily picks. We have these two milestone rewards already unlocked, and then the Hazard that is locked. I thought this was unlocked earlier today, maybe I'm wrong, but let's get into these. We're gonna have an option of shards, extra time picks, or not shards, sorry, just the gems, the rank up, and extra time picks. The gems are very tempting, but I'm gonna go for the rank ups. I think that's the best option. That essentially guarantees us like 4 or 5 rank ups depending on the player. We also have the first anniversary pick where we get to choose between these again. Once again, I'm gonna go for the rank ups instead of gems, just because we already have FC points. So those are the anniversary picks out of the way. We now have the daily picks. I might do a couple of these, I'm not quite sure yet, but because we've gotten so many Ballon d'Or players that don't sell, I might actually put a couple of them in to get extra time tokens so that we could open up one of those picks. But I haven't fully decided on that yet. So speaking of Ballon d'Or players though, let's now get into our daily packs. We're of course going to start off with our untradeable 107 to 111 pack here for 3k gems. We're going to do this every single day. I should have enough gems to do it every day. We don't get a walkout, which is unfortunate, but he might actually be an upgrade on our center back, so we will take it. So that's a half decent pull, but we still have 8,000 FC points to spend today, and I'm going to go straight into these Ballon d'Or packs. Now yesterday I went in for these 2,000 FC point packs. I didn't realize till after. I thought these packs over here were only 5, not 10. I don't know why I thought that, so I literally just wasted 2,000 FC points yesterday. I'm sure people already commented on that on this video, but we're going to get into these ones today that are cheaper per pack, and they should guarantee us a 113 overall, 112 to 113, sorry. So let's get into the first one. Can it be a good player? EA, we get Portugal, okay. Left back, ooh, Nuno Mendes. Okay, 110, maybe? 109 rated Nuno Mendes. We will take that. He is one of the players that does sell, but I think we're going to have to use him as our new left back because he is so good in game. Still no crazy pull yet, though, from the Ballon d'Or pack, so let's get into another 10. This is now 2,000 FC points spent. Who do we get here? We get Italy, okay. Goalkeeper, Gigi Donnarumma. 109 rated. That is a great upgrade though on our team because I think we've been using Courtois this entire time. I don't know if I already have a Donnarumma. If I did, I just completely missed that, but that already is a great upgrade for today. Let's get into pack 3 where we do get another walkout. This time it's going to be Erling Haaland. Okay. I believe he sells for about 100 million coins, which isn't too bad, but I'm still surprised that we haven't got a 112 to 113. Let's keep on going through these though. I want to get at least one 112 to 113 out of the Ballon d'Or packs before the event ends. I assume it ends this week. We get Dutch, okay. Center back, it's Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk. Okay, what rating? 110 rated Virgil. He's a huge upgrade for our defense, and we also get Donnarumma, which is amazing. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to sell him for 400 mil. That might be worth it, but either way, that's a great addition to the team. But let's now get into our 5th Ballon d'Or batch, which means we've spent 5k FC points, and we don't get anything crazy out of here. Wow. Alright, we've been pretty unlucky so far. We're going to get into this deal here for 5 packs. We do get a walkout. Can it be one of the big players this time? Okay. Is it going to be a striker this time? Yeah. João Felix, 108 rated. I genuinely cannot believe that we haven't gotten a crazy player yet. But with that pack, we now only have 2,500 FC points left to spend for today. We're going to get into the 1,500.1. Can we somehow get something good, EA? Can we get the 112 to 113? No way. Right, oh, Figo, okay. 112 rated Luis Figo. We finally get an icon out of here. He is untradeable, but that's okay. We will take it. We also got another Haaland in this pack as well as Kvaratskhelia, so that's a really good pull. But of course, the most important pull out of here is the Luis Figo, and we're definitely going to try him out on the right wing. So Figo is a great player, but I am going to do this exchange here because we have a chance of getting one of the cards tradable. So I'm going to put Figo in as well as a couple of other Ballon d'Or players that we already got that we don't need, and we're either going to get Kaká, Figo, or Lamine Yamal. Either way, I do think the exchange is worth it. So who are we going to get out of here, and can they be tradable? If they are tradable, that makes it so much better. Can we see Brazil? Kaká would be amazing. No, we're going to get Figo again. Okay. Is he going to be tradable this time though? Let's see. No, he's not. That was a really unlucky exchange, but at the end of the day, we are still happy with Luis Figo. So we're going to add our new players into the team. We'll put Figo over here at right wing. Virgil will be our left center back. Donnarumma is going to be our new goalkeeper. We're now up to a 106. We'll put Nuno Mendes over at left back. And finally, despite how good Ribéry has been, I'm actually going to try out Kvaratskhelia. His stats look incredible, and I think with some training and ranking up, he could be amazing in game, even better than Ribéry. But with those additions, this is what our team now looks like. We do still have quite a few players to sell off in the market though, so I'm going to do that now. So I've sold off all of our duplicates as well as the Ribéry. I was checking out the stats. Ribéry is still a little bit better than Kvaratskhelia, even ranked up and trained up, but I think it'd be fun to try out a new player regardless. So we're going to claim all the coins here, 828 million, which means we're now up to 1.1 billion, and with those coins we could go and buy a better player for our team. But before I do that and commit to any player, I'm actually going to go over to the exchange and exchange some of these Ballon d'Or players that we're not going to use in for some extra time tokens, as well as other players that we have in here. So we now have 10,000 of the extra time picks, and I'm going to open up 3 of these shard picks just because we could either get a good player, a tradable player, or shards. Ideally we get shards. I have got 150 out of here before. What do we get this time? We get 30. We do also get 2 105 rated players, but I think I'm going to go for 30 shards. What are we going to get here now out of second pick? We get 20 shards this time. So we didn't get too lucky, but it is what it is. But now the final thing we're going to do before we go and buy a player for our team, I forgot we still had 1,000 FC points. We're going to open up 2 of these packs here, 108 to 113. Hopefully we could get a decent player out of here. We do get someone new because we got some XP. What is it going to be? It is a walkout. Can it be one of the... We get Brazil. Okay. Right wing from Esteval. Okay. 110 rated Esteval. I will take that. His card is actually really good in game. And we also got a 108 rated right back. Esteval, who is that Brazilian wonder kid for Chelsea, is pretty good in game, as I was saying. 3-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, but crazy pace, crazy dribbling, and good shooting. I have used him before and he is pretty good, but when we compare him to Figo, he unfortunately just does not compare. So we're going to keep Figo there, which means instead we're going to use him in the exchange to get some shards. I've been waiting to do this all at once, but I think we should do it for the first time today. Let's exchange all the players that we're not using into the exchange, and in total we're going to get 230 shards, bringing our total up to 370 shards, which is decent. Not quite enough to get a 113 out of here, but soon enough. I think by the end of the week we will be able to get at least one. So that's great progress out of there. But as I was saying, let's go all the way back to the market and find the player that we're going to add to our team. And the player I'm going to get is going to replace Kaká at central center mid, and that is the new Ballon d'Or Vitinha. Now, I think his card is decent in game. I know there's other more meta center mids in the game, but he was just one of PSG's best and most influential players last year, and I thought might as well try him out in this game as well. So he goes into the team for 1.1 billion coins. We're now up to a 107, and I've created a secondary formation strictly used to try to reach the highest overall possible so that we could hit our goal of 116. So we're going to put Vitinha in at the left center mid. We're now up to a 111. That is great progress. But of course, the squad that matters most to us right now is this one here. So now that we've built a new team, I'm now going to take this team into more head-to-head matches, as well as verse attack and manager mode today, so that tomorrow we are hopefully in Legendary 5 in all 3 of the different rival game modes. It's going to be a pretty big task, but I think we could do it. So with that said, I'm going to get into the grind, which will of course also include live events and whatnot, and I'll see you tomorrow when we have more stuff to do on the account. Okay, I'm back, and it is now 7:41 p.m. on Thursday, so we have just under 24 hours left in the challenge, and yesterday I was able to make decent progress with division rivals. We're currently up into World Class 5 in both verse attack and head-to-head, and then Legendary 4 in manager mode, which is actually not too bad. Now, I was hoping to get even further into manager mode, closer to FC Champion, if not FC Champion today, but as you can see, it's been a lot of loss, couple wins, back and forth, so I've just been going up and down in between Legendary and 5 and 4, which of course once again means that the team is not good enough yet. As for the other two, I just need to play some more games today. Hopefully I will be up into Legendary 5 in both by tomorrow morning, but reaching FC Champion in both should be possible, if not getting very close. So great progress with division rivals. As for the team, this is what it looks like. Nothing has changed, except I did train up quite a few players, but there is one position that I really need to upgrade, and that is striker. Now, R9 is incredible in game, but for the first time in probably a couple years, I'm actually needing a different type of striker in this formation. Usually I have a guy that can make runs in behind and is very quick, but this time I actually need a hold-up striker, and there is a player in the brand new anniversary event, or in the new week rather, that would be perfect for that position. So that's what the team's looking like. But of course, aside from the team and division rivals, live events are going well. I've made some progress in the anniversary event. I have a handful of tokens to spend still on rewards, which I will do later. Plus, we're still working our way towards getting 500 to 1,000 shards, so things are fine there. I played through a bit of Chronicles, completed the first 2 chapters, chapters of the Zlatan Chronicles. Got the 1 reward here. I'm going to try to go for the 3rd chapter if I have the time, but most of my time should be spent now on Division Rivals. I also made sure to do one thing in Nightmare mode though, so we're going to get a 108 rated goalkeeper Zlatan if we ever choose to use him. I likely won't, but it's just cool to have in the club, and we could exchange him for some extra time tokens if we want. Aside from that, I haven't spent any time in any other Chronicle match, and I haven't spent time in Football Center, but of course the main one to focus on is the anniversary, and we also have now the new CONMEBOL Libertadores event. So there's a couple games you could play here, get a couple 105 rated players, and then get one of these 3 rewards: 50 shards, 106 to 108, or 2k gems. I will probably go for the gems, but if we somehow manage to get enough shards by tomorrow, I would love to go for someone like a Zico, Garrincha, Marcelo. The big players in this event are actually really good. So those are just some things to consider, but of course we now have some packs to open. We have 17,900 gems already. We're going to get another 5k here from these season rewards, which is great. You could get up to 100k out of here. Pretty good. So we're now up to 22,000, and we also have some league rewards to claim here. Another player, gems, coins, and whatnot. Can we get a 110 to 113 out of here? We do not. That's okay. We got a 105. But as I was saying, we do have some packs to open up in the store, so let's get into it. We're going to start off with the daily packs for the anniversary event and the CONMEBOL. We are going to get a new player, of course. Can it be a walkout? Yes, it is. The player in this week that I'd love to get is Isak. We get England though, left wing, okay. Arsenal, I can't remember who they put here. Someone different. Eze. Wow. 112 rated Eze. I knew there was someone at left wing this week that I normally doesn't play there. But Eze, man, what a player in real life. He has 121 pace, 133 passing, and 130 dribbling. Great traits. 3-star weak foot though, 4-star skill moves. I will likely exchange him for shards. That might be an unpopular thing to do, but I think it might end up being worth it. 112 though, that would be amazing. But as I was saying, this is a player that I'd love to get. Crazy pace, shooting, dribbling, physical. He would be the perfect hold-up striker. But of course, we are quite a ways away from getting enough shards for him, so we have to open up some more packs. Now, before we do, I just want to point out they actually kept the Ballon d'Or event in the store, so it might actually be worth doing a couple of these today to see if we could get some good players, but for the most part, we should be focusing on anniversaries. So let's get into this one. We have a total of 6,000 FC points that we could spend on packs today. Since we increased 3 divisions, who do we get out of the first one? Nothing crazy in the tradable pack. Either way, we will take the coins, but who do we get out of the 2 times 109 to 113? Can it be good EA? Okay, not likely to be crazy. From Tottenham, I actually have no clue. I'm sorry. 110 rated Kudus. I did not know he was a center attacking mid. I thought he was a right wing, but we will take it. What is his card like? Okay. He would fit into the team because he is a center attacking mid, but I'm not going to go with him for that 3-star weak foot alone. Papin as a striker though might actually be pretty good. We might have to try him out instead of R9. But that is only one of these packs. Let's get into another one of the 109 to 113. Do we get anything crazy out of the tradable one? No, we don't. That's okay though. Can we get a big player? Can we see Sweden for Isak? Can we please get Sweden? No, we get Mexico. Okay, striker. Milan, it's going to be, I think Hernandez. Never mind. The 109 rated Jimenez was way off there. Could he be our new striker? Actually, he might be good. 3-star skill moves. Unfortunately, he has the roulette as his main skill move. I haven't bought any skill moves in this entire challenge. I've been going strictly off of the normal ones that I use. But just for the 3-star skill moves alone, I think I might have to pass on him. So far we've been pretty unlucky, but we do have more packs to get into. So let's get into the 107 to 113 of the CONMEBOL. If we get a big player out of here, that would be amazing. Not likely, but we will see. This is what the walkout looks like, okay? We get, I want to say that's Peru, but I could be wrong. It's got to be a 108 or 109. 108 rated. Never mind, he's Paraguay. I probably should have known that. His stats look pretty good, but we already have a 108 in at center back, so we don't need him. Now, I'd love to get into some more CONMEBOL packs, but I do think getting someone like Zico would be so unlikely, so I'm just going to have to go into more of the anniversary and Ballon d'Or, and if we get the coins somehow to get those players, we'll go for them. So to get back into the anniversary packs, we're going to go for the 109 to 113. We are doing a big gamble here because this is 15,000 gems. We don't, never mind. Okay, I thought we didn't get a walkout. It has to be though, it's 109. I'm not thinking here, but can we see Sweden? Please, Sweden. No, we get France, left mid, It's going to be Coman. Okay, he's got to be like a 109, right? Yeah, 109 rated Kingsley Coman. Not a card that I'm going to use in the team once again, but we will take it. So far we haven't had the best luck with the anniversary event. We're going to get into 1,000 of the final 2,000 FC points here in the Ballon d'Or event. If we do get a good player here, we will spend the next 1,000 here. If we don't, we will spend the final 1,000 back at anniversary. So can we get a 112 to 113 overall player, EA? Please, a good player. We get Germany. Can that be Beckenbauer? Center back, yeah, icon. We just got 113 rated Franz Beckenbauer. What a player. Now, I've got many 113s out of these packs before, and sometimes you get 2s. So can we somehow get 2? We don't need it though. Okay, we don't get it, but that's okay. 113 rated Beckenbauer. What a player. Let's now get into another one of these packs just because that one paid out so much. Now, something we could go and do now if we wanted is go and replace the Beckenbauer or put him into the exchange like we did the other day to see if we get a better player. We might do that. But who's going to be in this pack? We get England, CDM. It's going to be Declan Rice. 108. Okay, this one wasn't a good pack. But as I was saying, we can put the Ballon d'Or players into the exchanges. Oh no. Alright, I don't know why EA would do this. They would leave the packs there, but then take the exchanges away. That doesn't make sense, so I guess we can't do that. I would if we could, but now that we're in here, I do see one player that I think might be really good for the team, and that is the 110 rated Heung-min Son. He might be perfect at striker. 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, great pace, shooting, dribbling, and physical, finesse shot traits. He's got pretty much everything except for being a 110 overall, so we'll keep him in mind. Not quite sure if we're going to do him yet, but at the very least, let's put in all the players that we're not going to use that we packed today, including the 112 Eze. That might be a mistake. It is what it is, but in total, now we should have close to what? 815 shards, getting closer to 900 to 1,000. We should be guaranteed a 1,000 shard player by tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe if we really grind, we could get a 1250 shard player. Of course, there's quite a few shard players in that range there of 1,000 to 1250 that are very good, which of course includes the Isak, but if we could, I would love to get the 113 rated Zlatan. He would be the perfect striker for us in this game, but we still have a ways to go before we get there. So of course, now that we're in the final stretch of the challenge, the final 24 hours, the main focus is going to be grinding out division rivals, verse attack, and head-to-head. I'm going to do my best with manager mode, but you have less control over that. So my main thing is going to be head-to-head. I should be able to be at least in Legendary 5 by tomorrow with this, and then in the final stretch, I'll probably grind out verse attack as it can be done fairly quickly. But aside from that, there's not much else that we can do here. I was just looking at the team, looking at what players we could sell. Not many of the Ballon d'Or players are up for sale, but maybe we could get someone decent when we sell off Vitinha for the final upgrade tomorrow once we put all those coins together. So I just added Beckenbauer into the team. I completely forgot about him, so he's there. Let's add him into the other lineup as well. We're still at a 110. If we put in a better striker, of course, we'll go up to 111, but 111 with no rank ups is actually very good considering we have a lot of rank up points. I've been stacking these. We're now at 5,500. I'm only really going to use them at the very end or if I'm struggling to reach FC champions. So that's where we're at. But with that, let's now take this team into a head-to-head match. I want to show you how it plays because this formation in this group of players is actually really good. Here's my opponent's team. They're running a 3-back formation with not many rank up or train ups. We should be able to win this match, but one thing I've learned in FC Mobile is make sure you never underestimate anybody. Now, the thing that I love about this formation is that your center mids are actually the most important players in it because they make these kinds of runs in the box. Look at that goal right out the gate with Vitinha. But as I was saying, your striker and your center attacking mids are actually not the focal point. It's usually your central center mid, which is why I got Vitinha for that position, but also the wide center mids, which for us is of course Pirlo and Tonali. They make incredible runs, and the AI attacking might be one of the best with this formation in the entire game. R9, perfect, great turn. We have someone moving forward. That is Kvaratskhelia. He's so fast on the ball. Perfect, get the shot off. Okay. 2-0. We almost messed that up. And we just got a rage quit, which means that is GG's. And that's the end of the match. We won 2-0. So I'm now going to get into the division rival grind, and I'll see you tomorrow morning when we hopefully have made great progress. We're close to FC champion, or at least in the legendary ranks on all 3 of our division rival game modes. Alright, we are back, and it is now 11:36 a.m. on Friday, so we have 6 hours left in the challenge, and yesterday we were able to get all the way up to legendary 5 in both the verse attack and head-to-head. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we haven't made any progress with manager mode, but that's simply because I keep winning and losing and staying stagnant the whole time. So we haven't made crazy progress, but we are now in the final stretch for all 3 division rival game modes, and today, for sure, we should be able to hit FC Champion in head-to-head. I'll try my best for Verse Attack, and I will run manager mode for a couple hours. Hopefully we reach FC Champion, but because we've upgraded by 2 divisions, that means we have 4,000 FC points to spend. Now, I have also spent some time in the lab events, just a little bit though, to get up some more gems, which is why we currently have 5,000 gems, and I have 800 of these tokens to claim some rewards with. Now, I could run through the reward board here and get a bunch of players, but I'd rather go through the reward section 1 to get shards guaranteed. So we're going to start off here with 50 shards, which is pretty good. We're also going to get some players in here as well as gems. This chapter might not be the best, but I'm going to believe in it for now. Let's get into this 104 to 109 pack. We get a 104, which is fine. That is another 5 shards guaranteed. We finally could claim this Van Dijk. We have another 10 shards here, so we're making good progress. We need that 1,000 shards as we talked about yesterday. Here's another 104 to 109 player, most likely to be a 104. Yeah, 104. Here's another 10 shards once again, so 30 shards, but 40 with those players included. This time we're going to get 30 shards further down in the reward progress, as well as 500 gems, so that was definitely worth it. And unfortunately, that is all we could claim for now. So we're currently sitting at 885 shards, which is really good. And with some of the players that we've got out of the division rival rewards and whatnot the past couple days, we should be over 900 by now. Let's put everybody in. We also got some 107s and 108s. So in total, we are sitting at 935 shards, which is amazing. I forgot to do this morning, but we have quite a few players we should put in here to get some more coins out of it. There you go. We're going to get 199 million, which is great. We're now up to 529 million total. And the final thing we're going to do before getting into some packs and whatnot is claim another 10,000 extra time tokens. I could have done this yesterday, but decided not to just in case. But now that we have the tokens, we could get into more picks. And I just saw that we now have a new pick, 112 to 113, potentially. The chances are, of course, under 1%. So it might actually be smarter to go for the shards here. Yeah, looking at it now, I think going for these shards is more important. So we're going to get into it. We can still get a 108 to 111 player, even though that won't really upgrade our team that much. But the more important thing is we get shards, and wow, right off the bat, we get 60 shards. That is massive for us. Let's get into the second one, the final one that we can do. Can we get another decent amount of shards? We get 20 this time, but we do get 109 rated Giroud. If we still had another day to go, we would take him because then we could use him for more extra time picks, but instead, because we're in our final few hours here, we're going to take the 20 shards. So 80 shards there for those 2 picks. That's very good. But now it's time to use up the final resources that we have, which is 5k gems, 4,000 FC points, and then the 500 million coins to build up our team. Now, speaking of our team, this is what it looks like. Everything is the exact same except for 2 things. One, I ranked up Beckenbauer a decent amount, ranked up Tonali, ranked up Figo, and I put in the Zlatan Chronicle player into our team in replacement of R9. He's been very good as a hold-up striker, but more importantly, he actually has slightly better stats and better all-round stats than R9 just because he's already ranked up. So that has worked for Verse Attack and Manager mode. This is our formation. I do have R9 back in there, but I have been using Zlatan, and as always, this formation has been amazing. Just as I've been saying the past couple days, the main contributors to our goals have been our midfielders, especially Vitinha. He is so rapid somehow on the break. Tonali is great as well, and incredibly, 105 rated Pirlo has been amazing as well. He scored maybe 25% of our goals. So things have worked out really well. I'm enjoying the team. The team is looking good, but we of course can always use some upgrades. So let's get into our first anniversary pack of the day today, the guaranteed 107 to 113. Can we get a good player out of here, EA? Please. We do get a walkout, which is really promising. We usually don't get that. We get England this time. Striker. Wait, from Besiktas. I want to say Tony, but it's not. Yeah, Abraham. Okay. 108 rated. We will take it. Unfortunately, we currently don't have the better anniversary packs in the store, so we're likely going to have to do some Ballon d'Or packs, but we still have a couple that are decent. So let's get into these two 108 to 113 guarantees. We do get a new player, which is promising. Is it going to be someone good out of here? Can we see Isak or one of the big guys? No way. I just called it. No. That is such a troll, EA. That is such a troll. Okay, 109 rated Elanga. I didn't know that we could get players from previous weeks, so that's unfortunate. But we still have one more pack to try to get something good out of here. Can we see Sweden again? But this time we see striker. EA, please. We get England, okay. Right mid. From Arsenal, it's going to be, wait, I have no clue. Madueke. Okay, so we got two 108 rated players, nothing too crazy out of there, but we can't complain at all. Let's now get into 5 of these packs. This could take us up to 2,000 FC points spent so far. I don't know why I said so far like that, but we don't get a walkout. That's unfortunate. We do get a 107 though. We will take it. That will be shards. But now we have our final 2k FC points before we get into the final grind in division rivals, and we're going to spend the first 1,000 on this 10 pack here for Ballon d'Or. Can we get a good player? I think Mbappe has a Ballon d'Or card. I think I played him last game. If he does, can we somehow get Mbappe? I'm not quite sure on that though. Or can we at least get a big player? EA, who do we get out of here? We get England, okay. Right mid from Chelsea. This time it's going to be Palmer, 109 rated. So not the best player. We do get Donnarumma, so we could sell him, which is pretty good. And then we could try to sell the other players as well. So that wasn't the best pack, but we do have one more that we could do here. I was thinking about going for anniversary, but I do believe that we could get to 1250 shards without opening another pack. So let's get into it. We don't even get a walkout. Wow, that was really unlucky. But what's really important about these packs is that we do get rank up tokens, so we will take that. But with all that said, let's get into these final upgrades here. So we're going to claim our shards, 85 shards. We're now at 1100. Very, very good. We're very close to the 1250 that we definitely could use. Maybe I should have gone for those packs. Actually, you know what? I have 2500 shards. Let's just do one more of those packs really quickly. Let's do a 105 to 113. It's most likely going to be a non-walkout, but any player that we could get, we will take. 4 shards. What do we get? Yeah, non-walkout, 107 though. Okay, so that's another 10 shards for us. But now that we have all the packs out of the way, it's now time to get into selling off all the players that we can and building our final team, or at least what will be close to our final team. So I just sold off a bunch of players now that they finally do sell for a bit of a loss, like less than you could exchange them for, but that's fine. We're now up to 994 million coins. That's crazy. But what's amazing is that we easily have another 150, 300, maybe 450 million coins left to claim. Never mind, it turns out these last like 30 players that we have all don't even sell for 14.2 million. So there's some great arbitrage that you guys can do here. If you are free to play, you might as well do it. Every single day you could purchase these for 14.2, put them in the exchange, make an easy 800k guaranteed per card. Anyways, let's claim the guys that we can sell. We get another 250 million, and some of these guys are still selling, which is amazing. But with these 1.2 billion coins, we could go out and buy a really good player like Kaká, or sell off a player and try to go for a bigger one. Not quite Zico, but someone at that level. But instead, what I'm going to do is actually go out and buy the final cards that we need from the anniversary event to get one of the big players from the gallery. Alright, so I just spent like 700 million coins buying a bunch of these players, but in total now we should be able to reach, yes we will. I actually bought one extra. But with all those shards claimed, we're now at 1,260 shards, which means we now can get one of the best players in the game, the 113 rated Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I could go for Isak, but I'm going to go for Ibra just for the nostalgia and the fact that he's a new icon. So we see Sweden, striker, icon. What a legend Zlatan is, and he should be amazing in game without a doubt. So claimed him, checking the stats one more time: 131 pace, 139 shooting, 128 dribbling, 120 physical, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, finesse shot trait, the powerful driven free kick. This guy is a legend. Now of course, overall wise, we could have gone for a couple players that would have boosted overall quite a bit more, but just for enjoyment of the game, I think we have to go for someone like Zlatan. So he's now into the team. We do have to rank him up. I have plenty of rank up points to get him up quite a bit, so let's do that now and see where we could reach with him. Alright, so he is now at purple rank, and we do have plenty of rank up points to go even further, but I think all I'm going to do is take him up to red rank and then leave it there so that we could still rank up a lot of other players on our team. And now that I've trained him up to level 22, he has 171 pace, 174 shooting, 164 dribbling, and 143 physical at like 6'5", which is outrageous. We're also up to a 112 overall, which is good progress for the team. But now that we have our brand new squad, and I'll probably use this one here in head-to-head, we can now go in and make our final attempt at reaching FC champion in all 3 modes. Now between now and 5 p.m, I'm not gonna be able to spend all my time on grinding, so there's a chance we don't make it, but I'm gonna do my best with all 3. So let's get into our first head-to-head match live with the new team. I'm excited to try out Zlatan. I mean, 174 pace with the guy who is 6'5" is outrageous, so this should be a lot of fun. But let's let's see who our opponent is going to be. Alright, here is my opponent's team. Looks pretty good. Rafinha, Garase, and Ahmed. That's a pretty good squad, but hopefully we could win this match. Alright, out wide here to Nuno Mendes. We're going to pass it off to Kvaratskhelia in to Zlatan. Zlatan already making a good difference, and we got Vitinha there. Almost made the run that we were looking for, but messed it up just slightly. Alright, we have Zlatan in the box. Can he do something? Yes, he can. That's Beckenbauer. Never mind. He's actually scored quite a few goals off of corners for us, so we will take it. But that is going to be the end of the match. It ended 1-0. We had so many chances. It is what it is. We will take the dub and move on. But with that, I'm now going to get into the grind, try my best to reach FC Champion in all three, and I'll see you in a little bit when we're hopefully close to reaching FC Champion in all three. And then once we get through the games, then we could go for the max overall. Alright, I am back, and it is now 5:07 p.m., so a few minutes after the end of the 100 hours. And unfortunately, we have not reached FC Champion in any division rival game mode. I spent a little bit of time grinding Verse Attack and Manage mode. As you can see, we are a little bit higher in both of those, but I wasn't able to play any head-to-head just because some things got in the way. So unfortunately, if we had more time, we probably could have hit FC Champion in both head-to-head as well as Verse Attack. In the 100 hours though, we were able to achieve at least Legendary 5 in all three division rival game modes, which is pretty good. We also got quite a bit done in the lab events, completed a bunch of challenge mode quests, we got the anniversary event done, we played through some of the chronicles, earned some really good free players, and we built a 113 overall team, although we might be able to go a little bit higher. And that's because I still have not replaced our center mid, and I do have 700 million coins to spend. So to help with overall, I bought one more player off the market, and that is Jude Bellingham from the Ballon event for just under 600 million coins. We're going to put him in for Pirlo, and then we're going to swap around him and Vitinha. We're now up to 114 overall, and we still have some rank up points to use here, so I'm going to do that quickly and see if we could hit at least 115 overall. Alright, so I just spent the rest of our rank up points, and unfortunately we're still at a 114 overall team. I think with one or two more rank ups we should be at 115, but regardless, we have not been able to reach our goal of 116 overall in the 100 hours, but at the end of the day, that's okay. So in the end, we came up short in all four of our objectives, but we did make incredible progress and did accomplish quite a bit in the 5 days that we had. So with that, I'm going to leave things there for this video. I really had a lot of fun making it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.